Yes, we're one day early, I know it's Saturday, but I've got so much to say about this episode I really couldn't wait at all. We know who's in the vault, finally. Am I pleased about Missy being it? Because of course I thought it was, and then I thought it wasn't. I shall get to that at the end, for one reason, which, yeah, you'll see. So the story in itself, 2 simultaneous stories. I like that kind of format for an episode, that was cool, you know, flashing between 2 different stories. And of course, as, you know, I've hardly not been vocal about this, Nardole in the episode, it's going to make me happy, it just is, isn't it? I really love these monsters too, what are they called, the monks? The monks. Yeah, they've got the right level of scary about them that Doctor Who needs, you know, they're a bit like... I feel it's hard to talk about actual detail of this episode, so I'm just going to kind of wholly talk about it. Having the Doctor blind throughout the entire thing, what we do have to ignore is the fact... Let's ignore the fact for now that it wasn't real. The actual story itself, the Doctor was impaired, trying to see how he can make the best of his situation, doing what he can. It was a real struggle for the Doctor, and he really got pushed to his limits, which is always good to see. But he can't do everything, so it's good to see that in action. Going up right until the reveal that it wasn't real, that in itself was a brilliant episode. Okay? And this is the bit which I know will cause controversy. I'm going to address something directly that my friend Liam said to me on Twitter, because I was going to send him a big long message anyway explaining this, but I may as well just include it because it might... Other people, you might get it too. Anyway, so back on Christmas Day, Liam said he didn't like the Xmas episode as much because it compared to Superman. And today he's saying he didn't like it as much because it was kind of like The Matrix in the whole concept. Because, let's be fair, the whole thing of, and it was all a dream, or whatever, or it was all a simulation, can get annoying. I could be wrong, but this might have ruined it for some people who like The Matrix. I've not really watched The Matrix. It was the same with Christmas Special and Superman. I had watched Superman, it just didn't really hold a deep place in my heart. Yes, I know I have a Lego Superman there, but that's more because of the Batman. I don't know, could be completely wrong, but I feel it's just because we have the comparison to the other thing that some people may doubt it. Looking at the story as a whole though, yes, fair enough, it wasn't real, but as they explained in the episode, it was an exact copy of the reality that exists. Therefore it was the Doctor. It even had the memories of Missy going into the vault. You know, it was a solid Doctor. That was Bill, that was Nardole. Therefore, that's enough to satisfy me, to be completely honest, because it was an adventure. Yes, it wasn't real, but it still was the adventure. So it'd be interesting to see who else had seen The Matrix and who else hadn't seen The Matrix. Please discuss in comments, because it interests me. Now let's move on to the vault, as that was the other half of the story. Now it's not really annoying me that it was Missy, because at first when I saw it was Missy, I was like, bit of an anticlimax, isn't it? Okay, I suspected that pretty much all along. But now, what I'm intrigued about is why she's in the vault, but more so, what's going to happen when she's going to get released. I'm really glad it wasn't dragged out until the end of the series, because that would have just been such an annoyance of just who is it? Then I would have been annoyed, oh, it's just Missy. But now we've kind of got a second string to the bow. Is that the expression? I'm terrible with expressions. In fact, we're halfway through the series now. That's mad, actually, already. That means in another half it'll be over. Oh. Let's not think about that. But right, the episode as a whole, it was one of those episodes which really pushed the Doctor Who-ness of Doctor Who. The whole, you can't just figure it out straight away. That's the kind of TV programme I like to watch because I'm a very lateral thinker. I easily connect dots when it's factual stuff. Human stuff, I'm stuffed with, can't do that. But when it's all connecting information together, I just do it like that. So I like things that challenge me. I like a good mental challenge. That episode mentally challenged me. I had no clue what was going on right until, you know, it was a reveal. Because of all that, I am rating the episode 8 out of 10 again. I know I said it was on Twitter, it's my favourite episode of the series. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. This is why you shouldn't have favourites. But I'm doing 8 out of 10 again because it was a solid episode for me. And that's the thing as well. If that's what the monks were like in a simulation, what are they like in real life? That's what's going to be exciting to see. So next week's going to be an interesting one because I will be on my way back from Comic-Con. So I'll be having a day where possibly I'll be exposed to some Doctor Who. I know Billie Piper and Catherine Tate are going. So if, you know, if my luck strikes and I end up meeting them, you might get a clip of them in the next review. But I'm going to have to avoid Twitter until I've seen it. I feel this episode there's loads to discuss, so please do discuss it in the comments because I want to have good conversations with people about it. So yes, please do. Thank you very much for watching. Knox.